All right, here we go. We're live. Cowboys post-game show. Fresh off of Thursday night football in the Meadowlands, and the Dallas Cowboys come away with a 20-15 victory over those hated New York Giants. Cowboys improve their overall record to 2-2. The Giants fall to 1-3. It was a win that the Cowboys desperately needed, a win that the Cowboys had to have. You never want to say in late September that it's a must-win game, but coming off of two embarrassing performances, Saints and Ravens, these past couple of weeks at home, the Cowboys absolutely needed this, and they get the W, and they put it in the win column. I am your host, James Espinosa, here on the postgame show. News Talk KEYS is where you can usually find me on my radio home down here in Corpus Christi, 1440 AM and 98.7 FM. You could also find me on the MIC Sports Network. You can find me on my Sunday radio show, the Sunday Sports Rush. News Talk KEYS, 9 a.m. Sunday mornings, where we talk Cowboys. We talk all kinds of sports. Cowboys pick up the victory. I know it's late night. Might not have a ton of you roll on in here in the late night, but if you are in here, drop your comments in. Give me a share, give me a like, give me a follow, give me all that good stuff. Help me grow this page. 20-15, the Cowboys beat the Giants in what was an ugly, ugly ball game. This was not pretty, folks. This was a game that was not stylish in any way. This was a game that wasn't going to wow you. If you were a casual viewer of this game, if you had no rooting interest in the Cowboys nor the Giants, then this was a game that you probably watched just because it was football, but you probably did not enjoy. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I didn't really enjoy watching that football game. It was ugly, especially for the Cowboys and their penalties. 11 penalties tonight, 89 yards. Giants with 4 penalties, 35 yards. The Cowboys do come away with the victory. 293 total yards for the boys today. 0 turnovers. Cowboys did, though, get their butts handed to them in time of possession. The Giants 35 minutes, 37 seconds to the Cowboys 24-23. But nonetheless, Cowboys do come away with a Giant victory. Let's look at what Dak did tonight. Dak, 22 of 27, 221, 2 touchdowns. I thought Dak played pretty well for the most part. Dak early on, in my opinion, was cooking pretty good. When you look at what happened in possession number 2 of the game, with the Cowboys down 3-0, Dak hit a big 3rd and 3 on the 48 to Hunter Luepke to the Giants 42. Luepke, I thought, had himself a pretty nice game out there. Fast forward a few plays later, Dak hits a slant to Lamb to the New York 30. Dak hits Tolbert to the flats, and then on 3rd and 3, with 3:43 left in the first quarter, it's a slant to Cooks over the middle inside the 10. Awesome. I thought Dak looked really good on that drive. Cowboys do get a touchdown that drive. Dowdle, swing pass, screen. Flag was called, but it was picked up. No flag after all. Rico Dowdle gets into the end zone at 7-3 Cowboys. Cowboys, another possession in their 3rd possession of the game. They do get another touchdown, this time to CeeDee Lamb. 55 yards to the house. One-on-one coverage with Banks. That was an absolute Dak dot. With 9:16 left to go till halftime. Cowboys go up 14-6, 5 plays, 70 yards, 5 plays, 70 yards, my apologies, 1 minute, 55 seconds taken up on the clock. The Giants do get a field goal before half. It's Cowboys 14-9, and that was a score at halftime. At the half, Dak was 14 of 16, 164. CeeDee Lamb, 6 receptions, 94 yards. Daniel Jones played pretty well. I know Daniel Jones takes a lot of crap, Cowboy fans. He takes a lot of crap if you're a Giants fan out there, you know, and rightfully so. He's played some pretty horrendous football from time to time. But I thought Daniel Jones looked pretty serviceable today. 29 of 40, 281. He did have that one interception late in the final moments of the game, but I thought he did okay. He kept the Giants in the game. For the most part, he moved the ball. Him and Malik Neighbors, 12 receptions, 115 yards. I thought Malik Neighbors today was going to get into the end zone at least once. But Cowboys didn't allow him in the end zone. They did, though, allow the 12 for 115. And, you know, that first play of the game where or his first reception of the game, I should say, where he just shook the boots out of Andrew Booth on a double move. I thought the Cowboys were going to be in real big trouble, but for the most part, they were able to, I don't want to say bottle them up, but at least keep them out of the end zone. So you got to give the credit to the Cowboys on that. If you have any comments, anything like that, get them on in. This will probably be a little bit of a shorter post-game show since it is a little bit late. All my Cowboys late-night homies get in here. I know we all got to work tomorrow morning, but let's celebrate the Cowboys win. It's Cowboys 20, Giants 15. This video will be on my YouTube channel, Sports Rush Media. Make sure you follow me on YouTube. I am going to post that on there for those who don't catch the live video and want to catch it on demand. I will have it on Spotify as well. James Talks Cowboys Football. Follow my podcast. So, thought Dak looked all right. I thought the defense today, let me say something about the defense. In the first half, the Giants, looking at my drive chart, the Giants didn't punt once in the first half. I was pretty concerned about that. The Giants were getting some pretty long drives on the Cowboys. Possession 1 for the Giants, 8 plays, 51 yards, field goal. Possession 2 for the Giants, 11 plays, 55 yards, field goal. Possession 3 for the Giants, 15 plays, 52 yards, 8 minutes off the clock, and a field goal. The Cowboys did a pretty decent job of holding them to field goals, right? But I thought the defense tonight, they hardly got any pressures. They hardly were around Daniel Jones. And when you look at the final stats and you look at what the defense was able to do, yeah, they got one turnover right at the end of the game. But overall, the defense had an okay game. They did give up 303 yards, 4.7 per play, 277 passing, but rushing. That's the one thing we're all looking for, right? What happened to the Saints? What happened with the Ravens? The Cowboys gave up 8 touchdowns combined in those 2 games rushing. Cowboys came into this game ranked number 32nd in terms of rush defense. The Cowboys tonight only gave up 26 yards rushing, 1.1 yards per rush against the Giants team with Singletary, who can put up some numbers. So, I mean, look, the Cowboys made some improvements on a short week from Sunday all the way till tonight on Thursday. And if there's one thing you're going to take away, yes, the Cowboys got the 20-15 victory. Yes, did the offense struggle at times? Of course. Did the defense look like they were about to break at times? For sure. But the Cowboys, in terms of their rush defense, did a serviceable job tonight. I would say even more than serviceable, with 1.1 yards per rush and 26 total rushes on the night. The Cowboys even held the Giants to 0 for 2 in the red zone. Let me take a quick little swig here. Been a long day, folks. Been a long, long day for yours truly. Cowboys 20, Giants 15, final score. Hunter says, hold up, flag, LOL. Yeah, man. I know. Those flags were killing me all night, bro. Those flags were killing me all night long. Edward's in here. What's up, Pop? Edward says, still played like crap, but I'll take it. Yeah, I thought there was times where the Cowboys did look a little stale, especially offensively. Now, looking at the second half, Brandon Aubrey, possession 5 for the Cowboys, their first possession of the second half. Cowboys are driving down there. It's 3rd and 11. Incomplete pass to Cooks. So they go for a 60-yard field goal attempt. Aubrey absolutely drills it from 60 yards out. Cowboys go up 17-12 at that point. The drive did stall, though, because Tyler Guyton had a holding call. Tyler Guyton is continuing to have some left tackle growing pains. And look, tonight he went against Kayvon Thibodeau, right? Next week he's going to be going against the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. He'll probably be facing a lot of TJ Watt. There are going to be monsters in this league, and I've said it ever since the beginning of the year when he faced Myles Garrett. There will be monsters every single weekend for this rookie. He was getting beat on the inside move. He had to reach a couple of times, got flagged a couple of times. He's going to have those moments where a big hold's going to be called. Drives might be stalled out, and that's just something that Dallas is going to have to be willing to live with, and that's just something the Cowboys are going to have to be willing to live with when you have 2 rookies starting on your offensive line, right? So, look, a little bit of a tough time for him tonight, but the Cowboys do get the victory 20-15. If you have any comments on the game, please get them in. I'm just rolling through some of my notes here real quick. Rolling through the notes. DeMarvion Overshone, guys. My goodness. Didn't DeMarvion Overshone have a hell of a game tonight? Overshone looked like the Overshone that we saw in week 1 against Cleveland. 8 total tackles, 6 solos, 1 pass defended. He was flying sideline to sideline like he's known to do. He looked like a heat-seeking missile once again. Even laid the smack on some poor Giant on special teams. Almost caused a fumble. Luckily, the Giants recovered that fumble. Look, man, Overshone looked good tonight. Kendricks looked great tonight. 13 total tackles, 6 solos. Jordan Lewis had a pretty solid game in the secondary with 5 tackles, 1 pass defended. Looking at what Micah did, 2 tackles, 2 solos, 1 tackle for loss, no quarterback hits for Micah, but he did leave the game on a stretcher. That, man, he got rolled up pretty ugly. Micah Parsons, towards the end of the game, with about 3 minutes and change left, on a 3rd and 6, incomplete pass to Robinson. It was dropped with Jordan Lewis in coverage. Micah Parsons goes down. He's rolled up by Van Rotten of the Giants. And, I mean, anytime those roll-up plays happen, it just looks absolutely brutal. This one looked pretty bad. Micah had to be helped off under his own power. Eventually gets carted into the locker room with his shoe off. We'll see what the latest update is on that. Probably know something here momentarily, as the Cowboys are probably in their post-game news conferences right now as we speak. So Parsons goes down. You had Zach Martin injured on the sideline for a little bit. You had Diggs who had to go to the locker room for cramping. There was a lot happening in terms of injuries tonight in New York. And look, that's just, to me, man, Thursday Night Football, I hate Thursday Night Football. I cannot stand Thursday Night Football. It's my least favorite game of the week. These guys are not fresh. These guys are practically not healed up from Sunday. You always see sloppy-ass play on Thursday Night Football. I can't stand it. I think it's dumb. I just don't think there should be games on Thursday nights, but the NFL is going to NFL. They're going to want to make their money, and so this is where we're at right here. Let's go to the comments. Fred says DC4L. Yeah, you damn right about that, Fred. Damn right about that. Antonio says fire emojis. He has 5 of them. I appreciate you, Antonio. Shout out. Antonio also goes on to add, penalties is what's killing us. Hopefully we can control it on the next game. Yeah, man. As I called it out a little bit ago, the penalties tonight were just atrocious for the Cowboys. Absolutely atrocious. 11 penalties, 89 yards. You're going to have to clean that up when you start going against the better teams. And one of the better teams will be the Steelers next Sunday night in Pittsburgh. Then you got the Lions the week after that. Then you thankfully have a bye week, and then you go to the 49ers. So the next 3 games for the Cowboys with the bye week mixed in between, it's at Steelers, at home versus the Lions, and then at 49ers. It's a gauntlet here in the early portion for the Cowboys, but you're right, Antonio. The penalties must be cleaned up because against better teams, they're going to make you pay, man. They will make you pay. We saw Brandon Aubrey miss his first ever field goal from 50-plus yards out towards the end of the game. Missed it wide right from 51. The Giants then come back out with 28 seconds left. Have a shot to maybe pull off a miracle with no timeouts. Malik Hooker almost had an interception, but at the same time, Wayndell Robinson almost had a catch, and he was right behind Malik Hooker. And if Robinson catches that, there is nobody back deep to take him down. That was a risky play, like Al Michaels and Kurt Herbstreit said on the broadcast. Risky play. Eventually, Daniel Jones is intercepted by Oruwariye. That's a tough one to pronounce. Oruwariye. He gets the interception. Cowboys win 20-15. So there we go, man. Look, I thought it was just overall an ugly game, but it's a win nonetheless. And what do I tell you guys every single year? Every single year, you don't apologize for winning. You don't apologize for winning in anything in life. You don't apologize, especially for winning in the NFL. The hardest league in the world to win in. You only get 17 opportunities to try to win. Cowboys picked up their second win tonight. They're 2-2, 20-15 Cowboys over the Giants. It's the post-game show. Appreciate y'all being here with me. Going to the comments. Aaron is in here. What's up, Aaron? Appreciate you, Aaron. Tacos and Touchdowns. Give his show a listen. Aaron says, got to give Mozzie Smith and DeMarvion Overshown props. Nealon might be the next man up. I got complete confidence he will do well. Yeah, let's start with Nealon. He had that tackle for loss in the backfield, not officially a sack on Daniel Jones because they said Daniel Jones was a runner in that moment. Nealon looked pretty good. He flashed a little bit, man. Like what I see out of Nealon. And Mozzie, dude, there was a couple of times out there, guys, where Mozzie, you noticed him. He was in the backfield, made a couple of tackles, slammed one of the Giants running backs. Looked like he gave him a damn WWE suplex. Mozzie, I thought, made a big step tonight because he was actually noticeable in the run defense. That's one of the first times that Mozzie's done that. And, going over the stats real quick, Mozzie had 3 total tackles, 2 solos, and that 1 tackle for loss. So, yeah, that's what you want out of your defensive tackle, man. And look, I get it. It's few and far between with Mozzie Smith, but 58 out there, made a couple of tackles. He made that 1 TFL, and it stood out. So hopefully you see a lot more of that from Mozzie Smith. Overshown, as I mentioned earlier, 8 tackles, 6 solos, 1 pass defended. Absolutely great game from DeMarvion Overshown, number 13 from the Dallas Cowboys, and a Texas damn Longhorn at that. Any more final comments? Make sure you guys get them in. Only going to go a couple more minutes. Like I said, this is going to be a little bit of a shorter pregame show because it is late. I know we all got to work tomorrow. I got to work tomorrow. Thankfully, there's no kids tomorrow, so I don't actually got to teach. I just got to be there taking part of trainings and all that good stuff that teachers do. 20-15, Cowboys win over the Giants. Any final thoughts on the game? Make sure to get them in. I want to hear from you. I want to hear your opinions on what you thought about the Cowboys. This was a crazy stat right here. At the half, the Cowboys rushing yards leader at the half was CeeDee Lamb with 10 yards. Rico had 8. Hunter Lupke had 6, and Zeke had 5. Overall, the Cowboys as a team, 23 rushes, 80 yards, 3.5 rushing yards per carry. So still a lot to be desired. Rico, 11 carries, 46 yards. He did have 4.2 on the ground, though. 4.2 is not a bad average on the ground. 11 carries, 46 yards. So, I mean, look, the running attack is what it is, right? They came into this game ranked 30th in the NFL. It's going to be it's going to be tough sledding for this group in terms of the running game. We know what it is by now. We know what it is. We'll see if they do end up bringing up Dalvin Cook. Jerry this past week pretty much was playing coy. Didn't want to say when exactly they would bring up Dalvin Cook. Didn't even want to admit that Dalvin Cook might be somebody who could help this backfield. But, you know my thoughts on Jerry. We'll see what happens. They got 10 days till they play in Pittsburgh. So you got to figure that's another 10 days for Cook to ramp up. I think we'll probably see Cook in the Pittsburgh game. That's my early inclination is we'll probably see Dalvin Cook in the Pittsburgh game. He's going to use these next 10 days or so, get himself ready to be active on the game day roster. All right. So there we go. Just some final thoughts, some final takes. Cowboys 20-15 over those New York Giants. Let's go ahead and let's scroll social media. Let's see what the people are saying out here. See what the people are saying. I'm trying to look for some injury news. Well, here we go. Update from Jeremy Fowler of ESPN. Micah Parsons' left foot is moving around the Cowboys locker room with a slight limp. Told a teammate, quote, "Yeah, I'll be good." Okay, so Micah's saying he'll be all right. We'll see. We'll see, right? You never know how those things can go, but at least early inclinations are that Micah Parsons will be All right. And that's big, and he's got 10 days to rest. So 20-15 Cowboys victors over the New York Giants. Post-game show. Going to wrap it up. Going to take a look real quick, see if anybody else is in here. If not, YouTube is where you can find the on-demand video, and the audio version will be on my podcast, James Talks Cowboys Football. Find that on Spotify. Ooh, nice little note came by from the 33rd team. Cowboys rookie center Cooper Beebe allowed 0 pressures for the second time in his first 4 games. Beebe has allowed just 3 pressures on 165 pass block snaps. That is a 1.8% pressure rate. That's pretty damn good for that rookie. Pretty damn good for that rookie. Got to give it up for Cooper Beebe. He's played pretty well, man. Tyler Guyton still needs a little bit of work, but those are just growing pains. Road wins are hard to come by. Dallas Cowboys got one tonight. They're 2-2 on this season. A big win. I thought a monumental win. Well, not a monumental. Let me not say that. It was a big win in the sense that if you don't win this game, it's a big swinging doors moment. If the Cowboys lose and fall to 1-3, it would have been disaster right now on Twitter, on Facebook, on everything. It would have been absolutely disaster on social media. There would have been rumors of Mike McCarthy getting fired tomorrow morning. Everybody would have been losing their minds, like their pets' heads fell off, like the great Bob Sturm says. If the Cowboys would have lost this game at 1-3, and then you're looking at Steelers, Lions, and 49ers, the whole bottom could have fell out of this thing. You win this game, you're 2-2. You win a road game, hard fought at that. Ugly, yes, but you still win. You kind of feel like you have a little bit of a chance now to go forward and kind of get through this hard slate. The Cowboys needed this win in the worst way. It was a big swinging doors moment in terms of the Cowboys season, because if they lose this game, who knows the next time they might even win a game with their upcoming schedule, looking how it looks. So Cowboys 20-15 over the Giants. One more comment from Hunter. Shout out to Hunter for listening and watching. Hunter says, corners are looking lost. Hopefully can get healthy. Yeah, man. Kalen Carson was out, right? We know Bland has been out. You saw Diggs getting hobbled up. Oruware came in. You saw Andrew Booth kind of getting, tossed around, and he even got benched. It wasn't an injury. He just got straight up benched for Oruware. Yeah, man, the depth of the corners was definitely showing out there, but hopefully these next 10 days can get everybody feeling nice and healthy, and everybody could come back full strength against the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. So there we go. All right, that's going to wrap it up, guys. I'm going to get going. Cowboys come away with a 20-15 victory over the New York Giants. A hard-fought game, an ugly game, a heavily penalized game from the Dallas Cowboys, but they get the win. Lots of things to work on, especially third down efficiency. They were 3 of 10 on third downs. That's not going to cut it. There's a lot to work on. This is not a finished product. This is not a team that I'm willing to say, as they are currently constructed, looks like an NFC contender. Despite the NFC being a little bit wide open, they have to improve. They have to continue to improve on the rush defense. They have to continue to improve on even the secondary. Got exposed a little bit tonight by the rookie Neighbors, 12 for 115. They just have to improve overall, man. This is not a team that I could say is great. This is not a team that I could even say is good. They're all right. They're 2-2. They're okay. Going forward, at Steelers, home against the Lions, and then at 49ers. That's going to tell us a lot right there about what this team could be in 2024. But it's a good win. It's a big win. It's a road win. Cowboys 20, Giants 15. All right, that will wrap it up. Appreciate y'all boys getting in. Make sure to share, like, all that good stuff. This is the Cowboys postgame show with James Espinosa. Cowboys 20, Giants 15. Y'all guys have a great rest of your night. I'll talk to you soon.